Shalom, shalom lekulam. Welcome to our limud. I hope everyone is well. Baruch Hashem, from the land of Israel, Yerushalayim, Botzina Kadisha, we are well. It's our custom to study halakha or halachot before our main limud. We start where we have left off yesterday. This is halachot according to Ben Ish Chai under Parashat Vayehi. Yesterday we left off at halakha Yud Vav, meaning 16. We haven't exhausted the idea and under that halakha. I repeat, or I will start from the very beginning of that halakha to refresh our mind. According to Kabbalah, or maybe before I get there, this halakha or this body of halakha under Parashat Vayehi are dealing with preparation for Shabbat. Preparing your mind, preparing your body, and also about your deeds, action, about what you are saying. Meaning, there are specific things that you should do according to Ben Ish Chai, particularly Chokle Israel. That is what is in the mind of Ben Ish Chai. That you are required to read a couple of portions on Friday, meaning on Yom HaShishi, before you accept Shabbat. So yesterday we dealt with cutting the nails, washing the face, and the washing feet chronologically, washing your face, washing your hands, washing your feet. This is the process. This is the order. And there is a reason why. Your face, because it's a three, this is a good parallel to the world of the world of Berea, could be, and the world of Yetzirah, represented by hands, and the world of Asiya, represented by feet. So we are not only talking about the physical, not very physical, but it's not a mundane. We are not referring it to mundane at all. Although we are using the mundane and the visible world that you see, even in the physical world that you and I observe, truly their principle is not at this level. So let's start now with our halakha 16. According to Kabbalah, it is beneficial to immerse oneself in a mikveh on Friday afternoon in order to receive the additional Shabbat soul. Excuse me. Shabbat soul, which comes on Friday evening with a pure body. What does the pure body really mean? Let's the sage. Our master Ben Shai explained. One should have in mind when immersing oneself as follows. The first immersion is to purify one's body from any impurity. We've explained that yesterday. The second immersion, immersion, to purify oneself from the result of any anger, excuse me, during the week. The third, divest one's soul of its weekday garment. Excuse me. My apology. The weather has affected some of us here. Alaka continues. The fourth, immersion frees the soul of weekday influence and it prepares it to receive the sanctity of Shabbat. And the fifth, receive the sanctity of Shabbat. All this immersion 5 times means a lot. Much of it, not much of it, a part of it, we have covered it yesterday. In addition, that is what we should start today. In addition, some people immerse themselves 3 times. Yes, different to the different minhagim, corresponding to the 3 segments of the soul. The soul has got different levels, different levels, 3 levels. But in fact, it goes beyond that. While other people immerse themselves 5 times, corresponding to the additional garment of the soul. Yes, as I said, not only 3, according to other minhagim, because we do have got 5. We do have got a different, not different, we have got 5 different levels of the soul. Depends where you are looking at it from, whether you are looking from the top down or you are looking from down to top. We are familiar with these levels. I wanted to believe. Halacha continues. It is also correct to immerse oneself in the morning of Shabbat before praying, as the sanctity received by the Shabbat soul in the morning is greater than that of the evening. Meaning the evening before you accept the Shabbat. It says the sanctity received, or one receives on Shabbat morning is greater than that of the evening, meaning before accepting Shabbat, before sunset, or whatever time your community accepts Shabbat. Halacha continues. If one had the relations on Friday night, one should immerse oneself twice the next morning. I wanted to repeat that for one reason. If one had relations on Friday night, one should immerse oneself twice the next morning to remove the impurity and to receive the additional sanctity of Shabbat. according to the Mishnah, the night is divided. It's divided into, it's different division. And each this division of the night means something. Although it may not be the subject of now, based on Hashem in a subsequent halacha, we will bring how the night, I will bring up the Mishnah, how the night is divided. And according to us, the Mesorah we have received through times and through generations, speaks about Ben Shchai, we talk about Riakadosh, way back to Moshe Rabbeinu. We do, and we teach. We go into marital relationship after Chatzot. After Chatzot, because Adam HaRishon made the mistake to have a relationship, marital relations, Erev Shabbat. But this is not what it meant. It's not what it has been said here. It speaks about night, Laila, not Erev Shabbat. I just brought that aspect. Depending as to where you are, which part of the world you are, because weather's conditions, time zone are not the same. What may be defined as a night in the part of the world you are, it's not the same. It's not the same time zone. It's not also the same definition that you find elsewhere. So time definition is relative. Halacha continues. It would appear to me that even if one did not have intercourse, one should immerse oneself twice, as one may have suffered some impurity without realizing, such as when urinating. This is also a reference to another book of Ben Shchai, particularly on under year 1, I believe it's this one. Yeah, under year 1. Ben Shchai also elaborating there about passing water, urinating, under Parashat Vayehi. The Gaon, Rabbi Eliyahu Mani, informed me that the custom of the Kabbalists in the old city, where we are now, I'm talking about Botzina Kadisha, is to immerse twice, as above. Some are accustomed to immerse 5 times, and others immerse 7 times. All these numbers are not accidental. They mean a lot. Like, for example, we have learned from Rabbi Pinchas talk about 70 souls that descended into Mitzrayim, that went down to Mitzrayim. We talk about Rabbi Pinchas even reduced that lofty idea for us to enable, to enable us to understand the concept of remez. Remez is an allusion. He emphasized that everything that we see in this world is just an allusion. They are hinting to something. So the number 70, it means a lot. It's deep. It's not what we have been reduced to understand, or to understand the concept of Pshat. What Pshat? Which Pshat? There are so many of them. But what is in the mind of the sages, the Chamim, Pshat, that is the level of the Garden Eden, the level, the last, or the lowest part of the Garden of Eden. Not the subject of now, but Be'ezrat Hashem we'll tackle it sometime. So 5 times, as I said yesterday, may represent either the Chasadim, but maybe represent Gevrot, 5 Gevrot. Maybe. But which one is it? And what about the 3? As I said, 3 could represent even could be translated as Chabad. 7, talk about the Ben Shchai speaks about you going to mikveh on Friday to sanctify your body, to get rid of the impurity, the influences of the weekdays. And we know the 7 days of the week is an allusion to the 70 kings, which in all cases, instances, in all our daily life, these 70 kings influence our movement, our thought process, and our behavior. Our thoughts are also influenced by them, because our thought, in most cases, they come from the things that either we hear, or we see, or we touch, or we smell, or we taste. Again, 5 times, 5 senses. These 5 senses is what the world, you and I, were made to know that the world only have got 5 senses, but not according to the Torah. We know there are 12 senses, but the world made you to know that there are only 5 senses. So the influences that Ben Shchai is talking about here, in reference to what he is saying, the last, about 5 times, or about 7 times, is to get rid of the impurity that might have been caused by those 70 kings, or that you yourself, because you don't learn Torah, to acquire the Torah inside, to acquire Torah understanding, or to acquire Torah wisdom, you do not know how to differentiate between the permitted and the forbidden. As a result of that, you made yourself vulnerable. נכון? תודה רבה, Rabbi. You made yourself vulnerable and weak to get swayed by the forces that you don't see with your naked eyes. I deal with one more halacha, and then we go to our main limud. Halacha Yud Zayin, meaning 17. According to our teacher, the Arizal, one should not dry oneself after immersing in a mikveh on Friday afternoon. In the Shabbat, as the body should absorb the water. Okay? This goes, there are so many ideas in that very passage. I am required by halacha, according to Ben Shai, to immerse myself there in a mikveh, but I should not dry myself up. I should wait, not that I should wait. I should allow the water to be absorbed by the body. I thought when I am immersing myself, I'm leaving the impurity in the water. But why do I have to the residue or some of the water on my body to absorb my body if these waters are part of the water in which I have immersed myself? Rabbanim, did I ask my question or did I articulate my question properly?
Of course.
Baruch Hashem. It's a question that got me, but I am sure that Ariya Kadosh is going to answer my question. Let's continue with the line of, not the line, the reasoning of the halacha. First to the force of the halacha, then to the reasoning of the halacha. The body absorbs the water. However, it would appear to me that since this does not diminish the effect of immersion itself, someone for whom it is difficult need not adhere to it. In other words, if not drying up yourself causes you inconveniences or causes you displeasant, you don't need to adhere to it. Meaning, the sage Ben Shai absolve you. Oh, no, not absolve you, exonerated you. Particularly in the winter month. Like now, for example, it's winter here now, probably elsewhere. You may not perhaps in your country or the continent, because there are some countries, the weather is more or less the same throughout the year. Be as it may, the halacha speaks itself. Nevertheless, one should not dry a small portion of one's body. Nevertheless, one should not dry a small portion of one's body, preferably one's arms, in order to benefit at least partially from what the arizal requires. I just wanted to give a little bit to comment on that, what Ariya Kadosh is saying. I wanted to broaden up this last passage into other areas. This is a sage, the Torah Chacham, one of the Torah Chachamim. According to the last passage, he says, nevertheless, do not dry even that list of part of your body, especially the arms. Why arms? And they went on to say, as Ariya Kadosh requires. This is the sage. And we followed in the footsteps of the sages. I wanted to touch a little bit in the world of politics, the world of tradition and customs, or cultures, not customs, but cultures. We have lost a tradition. Many of us have lost the traditions. We think the behavior or the force of the moment that suggests to the new generation is to deprecate the earlier generations. It's unfortunate that we see, and I see, when I look at, for example, in the world of politics, I see so many of us, particularly the younger generation, when they look at their elders, what do they say? They are old. Their time is up. Let them go home. They worth nothing anymore. Their time is up. Let them sit there and give advice. That is a very wise say to say. But is it the pretext that you are going through, you are going behind the whole thing? Dear friend, the Torah encourages, commands us that Moshe tells the new generation and said, go and ask those of old, your fathers, they will tell you the former days. Again, it gives us the aspect that the presence of an adult person is very important. In the same way I read, do not wish somebody's fall or somebody's death, because you do not know who is truly is online. Maybe you, maybe me. We should go according to the tradition that has been passed to us, that has been passed to you. Do not be overcome by the suggestion of the moment. It's dangerous. There is an expression in my vernacular. They say an elderly person could be mistaken, but it's not wrong. And we see it so replete everywhere. It's so in our Tanakh, in Midrashim, ethics of the fathers, in Pirkei Avos, meaning in the Mishnah, is everywhere. We are commanded to stand up before the elders, before the gray-haired man. It's not what they are appearing now. It's what they represent. So Ari Kadosh give us this aspect when it says the translator of his work says, Ezi Ari Kadosh Arizal requires. Why? Because a Torah sage is Torah. So, dear friends, on halacha, we end here. If there's any question, please let us know. We will be glad to receive your questions. Halacha are too broad, very broad, and they should not be taken very lightly, or should not be taken lightly. So we go to our main limud. In the group, I sent number of copies or pages from different books, that of Ari Kadosh, on which I give my limud, all I learn from, that I want us to learn from. And I also sent the Midrashim that also Ari Kadosh is made a reference to, particularly the Midrash Rabbah, whether that's of Vaikra and Bamidbar. We continue with the theme of the Parsha of last week, Vayehi, and he lived. There is a specific point I want us to come to or to arrive to, because that is the reason why I want to continue with that theme. The page is still the page of Sefer Al-Kutim, page Kuf Kaf Aleph, meaning 121. As you can see there on your right side, the second passage or paragraph. I have highlighted with opening bracket, Bezehu, Otiot. We will start from there. Maybe let's a little bit go back above, before that. in order for us to follow the not the logic, but the sequences of the idea. In 20 minutes, we are done. Vezeu otiot. Yes, maybe. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's not to go back. Vezeu otiot Israel hemli rosh. We covered a little bit in brief. We covered about this very, very short passage last week. Is it last week? Yeah, last week. This is also indicated by the fact that the word Israel, what is really Arya Kadosh saying? The word Israel, the letters can be rearranged in a different ways. Meaning the position of the letters can be rearranged. How so? Yeah, we see the Israel is Yod, Shin, Resh, Aleph, Lamed. We saw the gematria value of this name, 541. We are not going back there, just here. So, what is Arya Kadosh is saying when he says this? The name Israel, the letters of the name Israel, can it be rearranged? Can it be arranged in a different order? What did he mean? He took the last and the first letter, the first and the last letter. How did he do it? He said Lamed. Okay, I will write it here the way we know Lamed. And the Yud. And the Yud. He took the first and the last letter. And the remaining letter, what happened to the remaining letter? He says, exactly rearrange them. He said, Resh, Aleph, Shin. Now, if I read this word, how do I read it? The word li, it means to me in Hebrew. To me. You see, there is no gava in Hebrew. Because in Hebrew language, everything that is to him, to her, to them, to me, it's like, for example, in English, I would say it's mine. It's not in Hebrew. It's mine. Sheli. So, li, it means to me. And the word, the remaining letters, the 3 letters, it means Rosh. Li, Rosh. To me, the head. Having said that, let's go. We are leading somewhere. All Arya Kadosh is leading us somewhere. ונשמע משכנע בראש, שהוא המוח, ורוח בלב, ונפש בכבוד. Bechavad. The seat of Neshama is the head. We said this. We said this every morning when we wake up. What is the head? Meaning the brain. That is the seat of the second. No. The third. If you are counting from down up. Remember, we mentioned about nefesh, ha-nefesh, ha-nefesh, ha-nefesh. Oh, not ha-nefesh, ha-neshama. I beg your pardon. Ha-neshama. Ha-neshama. We talk about Yaakov having this part. We talk about Ruach. We talk about Nefesh that Yaakov had. The three of them, Ruach, Nefesh. We talk about that Yaakov, who is called Israel, has got all these three. The aspect of all these three. Let's go to what Yarakadosh is saying. So he says, the seat of Neshama, Haneshama, is in the brain. The seat of Ruach is in the heart. And the seat of Nefesh is the liver. B'ezrat Hashem, we will speak about the liver or liver at one point in time. Besimanim melech, moach, lev, kevad. The allusion of this is in the word for king. What does that mean? What is king in Hebrew? Melech. Whose letters are the initial of the word brain. The initial letter in other words, what is Arya Kadosh is saying, permit me to erase this. What is Moach is the brain. Moach, and then you have got Lev, the heart. This is the brain. And this is Lev, heart. And the third one, he says, Kevad, liver. Kevad, liver. Arya Kadosh is saying, if you take the initial letters, Mem, Lamed, Kaf, it will give you Mem, Lamed, and Chav, Sofit. this kaf that starts with the word that is the initial letter of the name of the liver in Hebrew, it changes form when it comes to the end. Now, he says, these three words, the initial letters of these three words spells the word Melech, the king. Let's go further, and we take two passages before we get off. Alken, Nimtza, Shekola Olamot Talvim, Al Shem Yaakov, Israel, Dechtiv, Bereshit, Beshvil Israel, Shenikreu Reshit. And again, this says, it does follow that all the worlds are dependent. What are the worlds? Remember, all these three, they parallel three worlds. The world of Beria, the world of Beria, the world of Yetzirah, and the world of Asiya. All these three parallel that. That all the worlds are dependent upon the name Yaakov and the Israel. As our sages said. Where did they say? Then you go to the page that I have sent it to you. The page that I have sent to you in Vaikra. איפה פאפה שלום שלי? פה, אוקיי, טוב. In Vaikra, because of time, we do not have much more to go, but read the page that I have sent it to you. I just wanted to, because the Midrash Rabbah, Vaikra, makes reference to the Navi or the prophet Yeshayahu, chapter 43, and I believe it's a chapter 43 and the verse 1. I read it to our hearing. Ve'atako amara Adonai bera'acha Yaakov. Ve'yetzerecha Israel. Ala tira iki galticha karati vishmicha ata. When I was in a religious world, I have been pondering about this. And Baruch Hashem, the translation it would say, and then now, thus says Hashem, your creator, O Yaakov, the one who fashioned to you, Yetzirah, it refers to the word the Yetzirah. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by my name. You are mine. But wait, there is something that it did not say in the translation, or perhaps I miss it in a translation, because in Hebrew it uses bora'acha. Bora'acha is the word for creation. I have created you, and I have fashioned you. When it says I have created you, in a singular, not in plural, it refers to the world of Beria. The first one, this one. It refers to this world, to the world of Beria. When it says I have formed you, It refers to the second world when you are up. This is what the Chazal said. Read the Vaikra, the Midrash Rabbah Vaikra. What did the Chazal say? Ari HaKadosh quote to them in the beginning, or quote to the passage in the beginning, implies for the sake of Israel, who attempt the beginning. Israel, dear friend, maybe I will end it with this passage. The creation that the religious world has made you to understand and to know is not what is meant. Israel is the one being referred to as Bereshit in the beginning. Is Israel. Is refers to Israel. Is written. Is not what we are saying. And again, where did the Tanaim get the idea? Again, a reference could also be seen in the Navi, meaning the prophet, Jeremiah, which you call Jeremiah, chapter 2, and the verse 3. Israel is the one called Bereshit. Rabbi Shimon keep on emphasizing only that first word, Bereshit. We continue and we end here. Vehem sod neshama lekol abriim shenikra'u kodesh Israel. They are the souls of all creatures. And that term to Israel is holy. Israel is holy. Dear friends, whether we talk about the non-Jewish world, whether we talk about, maybe I should rephrase this, whether we talk about human kingdom, whether we talk about the or animal kingdom, whether we talk about vegetation, all mineral world, all these are sustained, as we see here, are sustained oh no. Ari HaKadosh says, Israel is the soul of all this world and everything that you find in this world. Israel is the soul. Forget about this thing the religious world brought and say, look, what did they say? Replace the theology. And the Esav and the Yafet went so amok among other nations and said, look, that is in the Old Testament. Yes, that is how he is expected to behave. And then we are embracing him because how do we embrace them? We embrace them in the sense that we have embraced their creatures. What are these creatures? Creatures like religions that is sprung from all these nations. Yet they could not survive if there is no a Jew. They cannot survive. For them to survive is because there is Israel and there is Yaakov. It's not what I'm saying. It's written. I end with this one. to prove what I have said just a second ago. וזהו ויחי יעקב שכל היות וכיום העולמות הוא יעקב. This then is the mystical meaning of the verse. And Yaakov lived. Where did he live? He lived in Mitzrayim. All the life force and the sustenance of the world is depending or dependent on Yaakov. It's not what I'm saying, it's written. והוא עתיד להישאר בעולם, ולזה נקרא יעקב לשון יעקב. And he is destined to remain in the world. He is therefore called Yaakov, related to the word he will follow. The word he will follow is exactly the same letters as the name Yaakov. There is a midrash that says, when there was a time to give a Torah after the nations have rejected the Torah, Hashem lifted up the mountain, a certain mountain, and they lifted up and said, look, if you do not accept this Torah, then this mountain will be your grave. Under this mountain, it will be your grave. Yes, the Jewish people, all the Bnei Israel, or the children of Israel, accept the Torah under that condition. Was it exactly the way the Midrash is saying? There is a thought behind. May not be the subject of now because of time. I'm running out of time. I've got only 2 seconds. No, not 2 seconds, but a minute. We will end here with this note. Dear friend, Chaverim, the traditions that you were made, and sometime and many times you voluntarily took off your shoulder, put it away, made you a slave, to other cultures, to other nations. Believe you or me not, this should not be the case. Why am I bringing this aspect at the end of my limud? It's because I'm in touch with so many theologians from different countries, particularly from the continent of Africa, from different countries. And they start with attack. And they always point the fingers. Yeah, but the Jew. Yes, we understand. We have got also some rot apples in the box. Yeah, the Jew did that. Yes. We know that too. But what does it make to you? Speaking from that angle of a religion that you did truly not know. You do not know the basis of its formation. You do not know the reason why it came into existence. And some of you are saying, yes, the religious of the Jew, or the religion of the Jew. In truth, a Jew does not have a religion. When you said, yes, a Jew, then you talk about a religious aspect. The Torah did not call us Jews, but Bnei Israel, the children of Israel. Throughout here, you did not, the limud, throughout the limud, you did not hear the word Jew. But Yaakov and the Bnei Israel. All Yaakov, all Israel. All Israel and the Yaakov. So, I enter my limud here. B'ezrat Hashem, we will continue with the theme at a different pace. Yaakov was seen, all the Bnei Israel was foreseen that they will accept the Torah, even if it was given in the same way the Midrash is describing. Why? Because Israel was first in the thought of the Creator, but it came last. Thank you very much for affording me this opportunity to share with you. I hope to see you tomorrow again, B'ezrat Hashem. Different, not a different, but yeah, different topic. But Torah, if there is any question, please do not hesitate to contact us. Baruch Adonai, Leolam, Amen ve'Amen.